Hello, this is KJ4KAF, and this is a KWM-2A made by Collins from decades ago. So it's important to let these things warm up. So here in just a minute we'll power this thing up, and the purpose of this video is to demonstrate how to properly tune the rig to get it ready to transmit. So if you'll notice over here, before I turn it on, I've got the mic gain turned to the off position, and we're in the upper side band mode over here. I have it connected to a 50 ohm dummy load, and also we're feeding this rig today from an auto transformer that has our voltage cut down to the 110 to 115 volt range versus some of the higher voltages we have coming into homes today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, and we will allow this thing to warm up while we talk about it just a little bit more. Decades ago, when I was a teenager, a good friend of mine that I had a lot of respect for owned this radio, and his son and myself watched him operate it, and it was very impressive back then, and it's still very impressive to use it today. So I've made a few contacts with it. The audio reports are good, and it's done a good job for me already. I'll swing the camera here just a little bit and show a little bit more of the station. But I have an amplifier here. It's the 30L-1, the power supply up above, and then a station control that provides an extra exciter. So anyway, again, we're going to focus mainly on how to tune this thing up, because it's very important to not overdrive it and do damage to the tubes. So, and being a beginner, I will refer to my cheat sheet and directly from the manual, so that we don't until I learn better and memorize this procedure, I'll still refer to it. So one of the first steps here is turn the emission switch to tune, which is over in this direction, to tune, and we want to be watching the grid on this meter, the grid current. The procedure describes adjusting the mic gain over here to bring this scale about halfway on the grid scale, or on the meter there, about halfway in a good comfortable range to read this thing. And what we're going to do is adjust the exciter tuning until it peaks right here. After we do that, we will set the well, let me look. We'll peak that, as I said, and we will be careful and keep it in the mid-range for it to be easy to read. Next, we're going to go to plate and read the plate current, and we will dip the plate current with the PA tuning knob here. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll with it in grid, I'm going to go to tune, and I'm going to ease up the mic gain to mid-scale, and we're going to tweak the exciter tuning. And here I have to turn the mic gain down a little bit. We're going to adjust that exciter tuning to just to where it peaks like that, and we're going to call that good. I'll turn the mic gain back down, get it off of tune, and we'll look again at the paper from the manual. So that part's there's 3 or 4 steps here, and again, I just take them one at a time until I can better memorize this, as all of my HF work has been with modern transceivers, and I've not had to even understand the concept of tuning with these tubes and whatnot. So anyway, it gives you an appreciation for what hams had to do a few years ago. Okay, let's see here. the next step is we're going to go to plate. We're going to switch this meter switch over to plate, and we're going to dip the plate current with the PA tuning knob. So, and here again, we'll need to have enough mic gain to see what's going on. If I go to plate, bring this on, we will dip, or at least I think we will. Ah, forgot a step. So we're on plate. We're still in receive, right? So we're going to switch this to tune and bring the mic gain up just a little bit, and we're going to dip this current. So we're going to find the low spot, and right there's the low spot. Get the mic gain off and back to receive, and another look at the manual. So I've done this several times. I've made 4 or 5 contacts with it, but I want to still memorize this manual a little bit better. And there is one more thing that that the book mentions, adjusting the load. There's a load control under here that can be used to raise that the plate current, and it cautions you here to keep the plate current below 200 milliamps. 200 is in the mid range on that scale. Okay, next we're going to go set the ignition switch to lock, and lock is a higher power. I think it's the same as if you had the key held down in the CW mode. So you can't fool around there very long. And the book describes doing this quickly to not damage the finals of this radio. So a quick review of the procedure says I'm going to go into lock. I'm going to leave this on plate. I'm going to adjust the exciter tuning for a peak on the plate current, and I'm going to readjust the PA tuning for a plate current dip. And then right away I'm going to get it off of lock, as it we don't want to sit here and be just generating heat. So here we go. We're going to go again, just to review this quickly. We're going to go lock, ease up the mic gain. We're going to see some plate current. We're going to peak the plate current. We're going to dip the plate current, and then we're going to go back into receive. So here we go. Here's lock, mic gain. We're going to peak, which it already is. There we are, peak. We're going to dip this to the low point. Hopefully you can see that okay. And again, 200 milliamps is halfway up the scale. Now I'm going to ease this mic gain on up, and I'm still below 230, so good to go there. That seems to be working well. I'll turn that mic gain back off, go back into receive. Okay, so we'll go back into upper sideband, see if we can hear anybody on here. I'll set the antenna switch to the hex beam, so we might be able to tune around here, and maybe we can make a contact. I made a contact a few minutes ago into Florida. Now I can't hardly understand what he's saying, so we'll go on to somebody else. Another thing the book does tell or caution you about is if you go more than 50 megahertz away from where you tuned up, you need to go through that procedure again to make sure that you're in a condition where you're not going to do any damage to the radio.
You don't get old. I think between my ears I'm still 14, although chronologically it's the 4th. Plastic wrap and just putting it over the top, and it's been fine ever since, and I'm sure it's still sticky underneath, but you can read the number. Thank you for the contact.
Did you get my call correct? Over.
I'm sorry, Kilo Bravo 2, Echo, Zanzibar, Japan. Could you please let me know what my signal is?
Okay, your signal is 5 and 7, 57. My name is Ken, Kilo Echo Nancy, and I'm in Brooklyn, New York. Over. What is my signal? Over.
Control, over. No problem. I'm sorry, Oscar. November 2, Tango Delta, Tommy. He's not copying you, Roger. All right, Danny.
My name is Ken. You got the call correct. What is your name?
Lima Mike Sierra. Thanks for the contact. 73. For the Foodies Amateur Radio Club. Calling CPU School Club Roundup and listening.
KAJ4, KAF.
Kilo Juliet 4, Kilo Alpha Foxtrot. This is Kilo 5, Lima Mike Sierra. You are 5 by 9, Lampasas Middle School, Lampasas, Texas. My name is Caleb. Back to you.
Okay, Caleb, real good. Yeah, I'm doing a video here on how to tune up my Collins radio, so this is real good. You may end up on YouTube. So my name here is Trent, and we're in Western Kentucky. So back to you. Go ahead.
KJ4, KAF, from Kilo 5, Lima Mike Sierra. Thanks for the contact. 73.
Okay, real good. 73, and good luck in the contest.
Alright. Thank you. This is Kilo 5, Lima Mike Sierra.